The year 2016 witnesses the inception of ASEAN community members in their unity, officially steering the freer flow of skilled labor across the region. Therefore, it is by all means necessary for each and every member state to take care of and monitor these migratory workforces in this regard, in order that they be able to work in accordance with the agreements among ASEAN community members. The Department of Labor Protection and Welfare, Ministry of Labor, is in charge of supervising the activities pertaining to occupational safety, health, and environment for both Thai and migrant workers. The Department of Labor Protection and Welfare, Ministry of Labor, therefore, has prepared the educational medias so as to communicate fundamental knowledge of and to disseminate the preliminary information on safety at work in order to serve as an instrument for business venues and workplaces so as to provide training programs for their employees. In Thailand, construction work is one of the enterprises with top-ranking high accident rate in comparison with others. In order to prevent and control workplace hazards, it is the duty of everyone involved, be it the employer, employee, as well as agencies in public governmental sector or relevant non-governmental organization to make concerted effort in unity. It is common knowledge that construction business has a rather high turnover rate on staff, with the newcomers, especially those without any work experience or those who have not trained on a continual basis. The issue of hazard prevention and control in the workplace becomes a daunting task to fulfill or render effective. Therefore, it is important for basic knowledge of occupational safety and health to be provided for the employees in order that they appreciate the potential hazards, as well as the preventive measures against any imperil prior to job commencement from occurring. Construction work could possibly become dangerous throughout the process. The primary cause of workplace hazards in regard to construction commonly found is the incorrect and improper use of personal tools and devices, lack of protective measures, and no control, free falling from height, the collapse of construction materials, and the likes, electric shock, as well as being hit or fallen upon by construction machineries and equipment, grippers, and cutting devices. General guidelines and basic knowledge about occupational safety and health includes proper dress code, dress properly and safely for the task in which one becomes involved, such as woodwork, concrete work, metal, iron work, etc. Selecting personal tools and devices related to and in accordance with the job or service to be provided. Understanding and observing the important signs at workplace related to mandatory sign, prohibition sign, warning sign, as well as safety sign. Next, you will be introduced to general rules and regulations at work to which employees must strictly adhere and observe. 1. Do not consume any narcotic substance or drug, alcohol beverage, any substance to which one may become addicted, and do not ever enter into workplace when under influence. 2. Dress properly by following the official dress code. No torn out or ragged uniform or garment being allowed. No uniform or garment with something hung out being allowed, and no sandals or slippers being allowed while on duty, as well as no taking off one's clothes while on duty. 3. Do not play or tease one another while on duty. 4. Strictly follow the rules and regulations as well as instructions of your supervisor. When in doubts, consult with your supervisor at once. 5. Keep clean and always manage to arrange supplies and materials at workplace in order. 6. When witnessing any unsafe working condition or tools or devices being out of order, thus not in proper condition. If repairs can be done by oneself, do it immediately. In the case where repairs are at the time impossible, promptly report one's supervisor. 7. Notice and follow mandatory sign, prohibition sign, warning sign, and safety sign. 8. No persons unrelated to the operation are allowed to enter the unauthorized area whatsoever. 9. Repairs and maintenance to electronic devices must be carried out by professional electricians or qualified persons only. 10. Always wear a safety helmet at work. Now that we have learned about general rules and regulations regarding safety at work, do let us learn more about how to select personal protective equipment suitable for your job. There are a variety of personal safety protection devices, which come in different types as well. Operators or workers must choose correct ones to effectively protect themselves from potential hazards while on duty. Personal protective equipment according to the type of work. 1. Gloves. The objectives are to provide hand protection from certain things, sharp objects, collision, heat, and electric current. 2. Boots and shoes, as well as safety shoes. The objectives are to provide protection from stepping on sharp objects, reducing impacts being made at the time of collision, as well as being pressed by heavy-weighted objects. 3. Safety helmet. The objectives are to provide protection to one's head from being hit by weighted objects, sharp objects, or from the collisions while on duty. 4. Safety belt. The objectives are to provide protection from accidentally falling from height and from the impacts made by falling onto the ground. Do let us take a look at how to use the personal protective equipment for basic work in construction. Let us begin with woodwork. The potential hazard for woodwork includes 1. Splinters in one's toes or hands. 2. Accidentally hitting one's hand with a hammer. 3. Stepping on a nail or being accidentally pierced into one's foot by a nail. 4. Electric shock. 5. Having one's eyes accidentally splattered with smaller wood pieces. Basic protection and hazard control for woodwork. Employees must concentrate well, that is, not being inattentive while on duty. Personal protective equipment for woodwork are comprised of the following. Wear. 1. Gloves. 2. Safety shoes. 3. Safety helmet. 4. Safety goggles. Next is the ironwork. The potential hazard for ironwork includes 1. Having one's hand accidentally pinched by a pincer of bending machines. 2. Accidentally kicking or stepping on iron pieces and being hurt. 3. Having one's eye accidentally splattered with smaller iron pieces. 4. Electric shock. Safety protection devices for ironwork are comprised of the following. 1. Leather gloves. 2. Safety shoes. 3. Safety helmet. 4. Safety goggles. Wearing safety goggles while cutting iron bars. Regarding the concrete, operators must be more careful and keep the operation area clean at all times. Personal protective equipment for concrete work are comprised of the following. 1. Rubber gloves. 2. Rubber shoes of boots. 3. Safety helmet. Given the aforementioned categories of work, one may obtain the idea that each given task or work could possibly pose. Given the aforementioned categories of work, one may obtain the idea that each given task or work could possibly pose threat. For instance, one being in danger from accidentally falling from height, the collapse of buildings and debris, electric shock, or being hit or fallen upon by machineries and equipment in any given step at work. In addition, such hazard may rank relatively high in terms of possibly contributing to great losses in construction business as well. Falling from height may be caused by the following. 1. The scaffold are not properly constructed and supported. 2. There are no guardrails surrounding the edge of each floor or the holes of the structure under construction. 3. Workers do not following the instructions or rules and regulations, that is, not wearing any personal protective equipment, or in some cases wearing the wrong type of devices that are unsuitable for their duties. The collapse of construction materials under construction may be caused by the following. 1. The selected method of conveyance or transport is inappropriate. 2. The manner in which supplies and materials are tied or contained whilst being conveyed or transported to and for is incorrect. 3. Machineries, equipment are not properly and accurately stored. Electric shock may be caused by the following. 1. Arbitrarily carrying out installation, welding, or utilizing electricity. 2. No knowledge about electrical operation. 3. Not wearing gloves or shoes in order to prevent from making any direct physical contact with electric currents. Being hit or fallen by machineries, equipment grippers, and cutting devices, etc. may be caused by the following. 1. Not wearing any personal safety protection devices such as gloves or safety shoes. 2. No knowledge about how to use them properly. Given the aforementioned hazards, operators should know, understand, and operate strictly in accordance with the rules and regulations. Basic protection may be accomplished by following the steps shown below. Falling from higher grounds. 1. Prior to operation, the scaffold must be examined for safety. 2. When working at 2 meters above the lower level, safety belts must be utilized and they must be properly fastened with firm structures prior to operation. 3. Suitable personal protective equipment must be selected and accurately worn. The collapse of construction materials, etc. 1. The method of conveyance or transport suitable for supplies and materials to be conveyed or transported must be selected. 2. The manner in which supplies and materials are tied or contained must be carried out accurately in accordance with shapes and characteristics of supplies and materials. 3. Machineries, equipment, etc. must be accurately and properly stored in accordance with shapes, weights, as well as characteristics. Electric shock. 1. Prior to carrying out installation, welding or utilizing electricity, permission must be given by the authorized persons. 2. Training course should be attended for one to gain knowledge about electrical operation. 3. Gloves and/or shoes must be worn in order to prevent from making any direct physical contact with electric currents. Preventing from being hit or fallen upon by machineries, equipment grippers, and cutting devices, etc. 1. Training course should be attended to gain knowledge about how to use them properly prior to operation. 2. Operators must wear personal safety protection devices such as gloves or safety shoes at all times on duty. Regarding construction work, what the operators must have in common in terms of understanding are the mandatory sign, prohibition sign, warning sign, and safety sign, which come in different types according to the job categories. Wear foot protection. Face protection. Wear earmuff. Wear mask. Wear hand protection. Wear safety harness. Respirator must be worn in this area. Pitch in. No entry. No slippers. Do not use this machine. No fire ignition. No smoking. Beware high voltage. Beware slippery surface. Beware suspended load. Beware falling objects. Danger, toxic hazard. Beware flammable. Exit. All of the above are the guidelines and basic or fundamental knowledge at work provided for the employees on duty in order that they be able to safely operate in construction business. However, safety will be ensured only when all parties cooperate, whether it be the employer or employees. In addition, good conscience regarding safety at work is also a must to be inspired in all, in order that the practice of safety first at work shall always remain sustainable.